Armando. Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's a brilliantly sunny day. You may have noticed that. If you live here on Earth, you probably know. No, I guess not Earth, but here in the East. That's right. With people watch all over the place here. This here affair. Drew, do we have to push you back in later on?
What?
On the luggage cart?
Absolutely. Where I will lie. That's Jay. That's the dad of the young woman we just met on the way to the hamburgers. Be like this.
Okay.
Okay. I will be like Cleopatra on my berm. No, that's for dead people. Whatever.
Right, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Looks very nice. That's
my son Griffin.
Hey, Griffin, how are you?
How's it going? Good.
Good.
He just got back home from visiting his dad in Austin. No, and then his sister in Chicago.
Good.
And then we all got tested last night.
Yeah? Yeah? What kind of testing? Nasal?
Up the nose.
All the way into the sinus.
To the deep sinuses.
Yeah. Is this fun, huh? Okay.
It was fun.
Good. Well, I'm glad to see you all back.
Look who's coming. Your best friend.
Yes, indeed. Here comes Edna. Here comes Edna.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Edna. How are you, sweetheart?
Still alive.
You brought your Cheez-Its with you.
Jay, did you hear the incredible news?
What news would that be?
Other than, Trump losing, which would be the most incredible news.
Yeah.
And other than Mitch McConnell losing, which would be incredible news. The next incredible news is street cleaning is moved to 1 day a week on each side.
Oh, I knew that, yeah.
I just found that out today. When did you find it out?
Well, we were here. We found it immediately.
I was here too. When was that?
I don't know.
Recently, like a day or two.
Right.
Because I had gotten an email saying street cleaning could has been put off until the 28th of June, and then that was the last I heard.
Right.
So it was somewhere between. It was only 3 or 4 day old news. Are you psyched?
Pardon me?
Are you psyched?
No, because it won't be any easier. Because I usually use the car
it all
lot,
the time.
and there won't be spots.
Well, that's a good point. Well,
people will own their cars. They won't use them. They'll just have them for trophies.
Right. Well, that's kind of me. I only use mine on weekends.
Yeah. I don't. It doesn't bother me.
I think I'm going to start playing the bass so that I'll use it every day.
Please. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it.
But I'm a lefty. I don't know how to.
Are you a lefty?
Yes.
Oh well, yeah. It's easy.
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
Do you switch it around, or what happens?
No, I can't play it left-handed at all.
Could I?
Absolutely.
So, as a righty, which hand goes up high and which goes down low?
As a righty, your left hand goes high. You pluck with your right hand. As a lefty, you pluck with your left hand. Your right hand.
That makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
So, are you saying that this stuff is more intricate than this?
No, what you get used to and being right-handed, I think. You somehow. Most people were, and they in my day, all music instruments were right-handed.
Well, the nuns beat it out of them.
That's it, and I had my nuns do that to me.
No nuns for me.
Okay, that's right. Let me speak to my.
You better go talk to
my peeps. Hello, peeps. Joe Muccioli. Somebody just said Tomoko, I swear. Good evening, Miss Ono. Joe Muccioli. We're just taking a little walking in the street, and it's what time is it? It's probably 7 o'clock. I don't think it's going to be any. I think the applause has ended. I get the feeling. Ooh, woo. Did everybody see that? Jerry Anderson is in Vegas. It's 120 degrees. But it's a dry 120 degrees, so it only feels like 115. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Lisa. How are you, Lisa Avery? Early bird. Mary Jane Harper, Bill Crow's watching. Yeah, I was there, but I was having an interesting talk with Drew Carey, who's a lawyer, a very good real estate lawyer, and she always hips me into what's going on. And the three of them sit in the West End Avenue and drink now, have a little party every night. Because this, which I love, except this guy's going too fast, swerving. But the street is, as you know, it's just a lovely walking thoroughfare. And I think this 10 miles of streets in New York are going to be like this. They're going to make it like this, which is great. Just great. Up. I'm going to put you down. I'm putting you down. Let's see if I can. Turn it back up. Wrong. What did I do here? I got to turn you around. How do I turn you around? Is this it? That's it. Did you like the window view? All along. This is like the end of the line. Meanwhile, all over the country, in all the places we're all familiar with, they're having a hell of a difficult time. All the nurses and doctors out there are sweating ferociously. Well, gee, that's the end of that, I think. Well, the big celebration seems to be over now. New York's getting back to work. Not really. Everybody's very careful, as you know. And there's very little work for musicians if they don't dig up themselves, besides teaching and things like that. All right. Thank you, Armando. Well, and the fellow the neighbor of mine who I didn't speak to very much for years, we now talk all the time because we were out there clapping away. It's kind of sad. Too bad. I like that part of my evening. I enjoyed that tremendously. I may go downstairs anyway from now on. Go downstairs. Keep going downstairs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will do just that. This is everybody's favorite part of the evening anyway, I know. Watching me brush what's hair is left. Do I sort of like Roger Stone tonight? Look at that. That's the Roger Stone look. I'm so proud. I'll use the kitchen for a minute. I'm thinking about those two guys who who run the church where I guess Trump will be tonight, or was last night, or something like that. On the air talking about, oh yeah, we got one of our parishioners invented some stuff that kills COVID. He did. Oh, that's really great. Congratulations.
Mama, did Mommy come with the food?
Yes, she did.
Are you eating?
Did Mommy come with the food? Yes, she did. So how's everybody tonight? Oh my, it's so... Nobody cleans it, I cleans it. How's everybody tonight? The two guys from the church. Oh, wait till you see this. Let me just show you something. See the light now? Once I turn this new deal on, this new light that Carolyn bought, and then you get the proper setting. Wait till you see the proper setting.
I don't know. I don't like it.
That may be it. It's a little ring light that just has all these little soft glows on it. And the two guys who run this church, wherever the hell, talking about how some parishioner had invented something that kills COVID. 99%. Period. Done. Boy, I'm telling you. I mean, they were on television all last night. Just kept playing it over. These two guys like Mutt and Jeff. Their church had invented some kind of special thing that got rid of COVID. Two of our parishioners invented it. Takes 99% of the COVID out of there. We're not telling anybody else about it because, well, it's very special. We don't think any of the rest of you would really care about it, but we do. Let me see, I got to get this other camera working here because every once in a while, like last night's show was really terrific. It was a lot of fun. My camera would not back it up, so I've lost that show entirely. So tonight I'm going to start videoing them just in case they don't happen because they're fun, and it gives us everybody an idea where we were during this. Because all this will be on YouTube, and everybody will be checking in and seeing it and knowing what was going on. It was 10 in the Arctic Circle the other day. No, not 101. No. 101 in the Arctic Circle the other day. Tell me not. I believe you, Al. Good evening, John DeMarco. Good evening, Dave Lambert. Good evening, Stephen Goldberg. Hey, man. Mr. Doorknocker, Francois Zalikin, Rit Hen, how are you, Rit? Very good. Christopher Lentz, Mike Myler. I got a haircut this afternoon at a barbershop. Why? Aren't you a big boy? Francois got a haircut at a barbershop. My wife's cutting mine. Kimberly Gordon, Mary Jane Harper, Mike Myler. Oh, Mike. Francois Zilligan. After I was due after 5 months of growth. Yeah, my wife's chopped my hair down twice. Yes, says Al Cutson. Then he wrote 111. I believe you meant 101. I've never heard of that. That's semi-frightening. Carbon monoxide is spewing from cars. It blots out the sun and it blots out the stars. Heating the atmosphere, scientists say. Melting the ice caps away. As the ice melts, it is not surprising. The oceans are ever so steadily rising. Steadily rising through high tide and low. Florida will be first to go. Goodbye, Miami, goodbye to Lauderdale. Pass me a bucket, pass me a pail. Old folks in condos are up to their knees. With the wind and the salt and the sea. There'll be no need to worry about air pollution. When you're up to your neck in a saline solution. The tide, she come in and she lingers about. But the tide, she don't want to go out. Goodbye, Miami. Goodbye, Sarasota. The Gulf Coast now reaches Pierre, North Dakota. Tampa is damper than ever before. And Key West ain't Key West no more. by Lauderdale. Pass me a bucket, pass me a pail. Old folks in condos are up to their knees with the wind and the salt and the sea. Ooh, wah, 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 with the seas. Ooh, way, way. 101 in the Arctic Circle. Let me tell you something as we start the show. It's a little something I thought you should know, so I'll tell you. As I settle into place, it's impossible to sing and play the bass. You're a lovely group of people, you deserve the courtesy of knowing what you can expect of me. I've practiced, but it will not mean a thing, 'cause it's impossible to play the bass and sing. You see, the bass is fretless, it's not like a guitar. On bass you spend your whole life wondering where the hell you are. It's got no little markers, just a fingerboard so bare, and lots of notes which often are not there. Then when you start singing, you've got lyrics on your mind, and the notes on bass become impossible to find. To remember lyrics, melodies, bass lines, and chords is no less a miracle than Lord's. Ba, 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 boo. So as I make 1,000 errors, sit there and be kind. Do not throw to me, does that mean keep this all in mind? Remember this is serious, remember this is art. Remember this or I will fall apart. Then I'd have to pray to God to come and intercede. And she'd only sit and laugh at my wanton greed. She made the rules for molecules. Atomstein says, I said she made the rules for molecules. Atomstein space. She made the rules for molecules. Atom, time, and space. And she knows it's impossible to sing and play the bass. Sweeter than the roses in May. Sweet, 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 sweet. Oh, okay, I gotta work on that. But that's a good beginning. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I gotta be an F sharp, can't be an F sus. Sweet and lovely. Working that up for tomorrow. Sweet and lovely. That's gonna be a good song. Sweet and lovely. Pardon my shorts, but it's hot. I worked all day. I, personally, hung up a new blinds in the kitchen. Thank you. I'll wait for the applause to die down. Thank you very much. No, that's fine. No. I'm proud of myself. I actually did it. And it's not easy in an old apartment house to fit modern blinds because none of the tools they give you really fit these archy type of windows with the plaster and the this and the that, nothing works. But I did it. Siberia is a different animal from the high. Was it Siberia or the high Arctic? Sounds excellent, Jay. Thank you. D7. D7, da, da, da. Yeah, but I was trying to do D sus, and it didn't work because I was singing this third against the fourth. And that doesn't usually work too well. It was over 100 degrees in Siberia. Apparently, not that impossible. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Paul Nowinski. Thank you, Paul. You're very kind. You're very kind. On the West Coast. Intense with Paul. Hi, Paul Nowinski. Did everybody know Paul Nowinski? Nah, more like 10 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not 16.2 Greenland right now. Wait a minute. 16 my son. 16 degrees. Well, what's 32? Freezing is 2, is 0, and 16 is not that cold and too. 16 is about 50, 55, something like that. Trust me, I don't know. But my grandson, Vaughn, could figure that out in a second. If he were to pop in here, the first thing you're going to do is tell me what the equivalent of 16 degrees Celsius is. There's a formula for it, and he knows it. I wanted to show you two things today. First of all, here's a picture. That's Marlene Verplunk in the middle there. Houston Person, Ron Vincent, Tomoka Ono, and me in the back. We were playing a gig in Princeton or something like that, somewhere outdoors. I think it was Princeton. And it's a nice little band, don't you think? I think so. And here's something else I found today, which I don't know whether I showed you this before or not, but I didn't play. I wrote a song called Beat My Dog, which I will be performing this evening. And Audrey McDonald sang it at Carnegie Hall. And I like the company I'm traveling in. You see by Beat the Dog down there, it's not many shows, not many things. It's just a song I wrote. And I don't get any credit for it. Just Jay Leonhart, Beat My Dog. But Jerome Kern, I like George Gershwin, Jerome Kern, Jay Leonhart, Harold Arlen, George Gershwin, and Harold Arlen. Just me hanging out with the guys. You Beat My Dog. That came about because my daughter was in a swimming pool swimming when she was 3. And I noticed a yellow stream behind her. And I said, you break the rules, you pee in pools. And at the time, that struck me as such a funny little rhyme. Anything that rhymes, I think, is funny. But I wrote the following selection, which now my friend and co-partner Renee Raff here in New York sings the hell out of. And when we get a gig again, when there's a place to do a gig, we'll do it. You beat my dog, you eat my frog, you drink up all my gin. You lay at the moon, you sleep till noon, and you never tell me where you've been. I buy you clothes, I fix your nose, I steal you ruby rings. You break the rules, you pee in pools, you do outrageous things. Woman, I lie, I cheat, I steal, I cry for you, woman. Woman, I'd lay down my life and die for you, woman. You take my car, you drive so far, you come back with a tank on E. Your hair all messed, you have dressed, and you just look at me. You're out all night, you come in tight, you fall down on my bed. There you live for all the next day, for all I know you dead. Woman, I lie, I cheat, I steal, I cry for you, woman. Whoa, 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 whoa. Woman, I'd lay down my life and die for you, woman. And now listen, friend, this has got to end. We got to have ourselves a talk. Things got to change, you got to rearrange. Somebody gonna take a walk. Now I ain't one to put down fun, but this time you've gone too far. You smoke my hash, you spend my cash. Who the hell you think you are? You beat my dog, eat my frog. You drink up on my gin. You bay at the moon and you sleep till noon, and you never tell me where you've been. I buy you clothes, I fix your nose, I steal you ruby rings. But you break the rules, you pee in pools. And still I love you so, pretty baby. Still I love you so. Still I love you so, pretty baby. Still I love you so. And that's what that big fancy audience heard my song. Sitting there in between Harold Arlen and George Gershwin. Well, I must admit I'm proud of it. I'm certainly proud. I got rhythm. I got music. I got my gal. Who could ask for anything more? I got daisies on green pastures. I got my girl. Who could ask for anything more? Old man trouble, I don't mind him. You won't find him hanging round my door. No, 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 no. I got starlight. I got sweet dreams. I got my girl. Who could ask for anything more? Myself a problem, yes indeed, I absolutely do. Me oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is you. Don't you know I never saw it coming? When this feeling snuck up from behind me, oh my, I've got myself a problem. I must have been blind. You and I were taking it so easy. We were gonna be good friends. Walking, talking, nice and light and breezy. But that's not where the story ends. 'Cause now you see, I can't stop thinking about you. Won't somebody tell me what to do? Me oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is you. nice and light and breezy, but that's not where the story ends. 'Cause now you see, I can't stop thinking about you. Won't somebody tell me what to do? Me, oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is you. And my problem is you, yes. And my problem is, I guess it's plain to see that something's coming over me. Once I was fancy free, but now you've captured me. What is this thing about you? Why can't I live without you? I wonder if I shouldn't try to just forget about you. But that is not about to be. I see I'll simply have to suffer the consequences. I let down my defenses here. What I'm saying, baby, no question and no maybe. This time I know it's for real. Maybe I should run away to some exotic island as far away as I can from the flame. Sit and gaze into the ocean till I lose this crazy notion that we two might ever be the same. But that is not about to be. I see I'll simply have to suffer the consequences. I let down my defenses. Hear what I'm saying, baby. No question and no maybe. This time I know it's for. I got rhythm, I got rhythm, I got my gal who can ask for anything more. I got daisies on green pastures. I got my gal who can ask for anything more. Old man trouble, I don't mind him. You won't find him hanging around my door. Now you see I can't think about you. Won't somebody tell me what to do? Me, oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is you, yes. And my problem is you, yes. And my problem is you, yes. And my problem is you. Aha. Aha. Speaking of George Gershwin, you might have noticed that the first song was, in fact, I Got Rhythm. The song I know the least. Let me see if I can get this light better. Excuse me for a second. No, it's too bright. That's kind of nice. It's still bright. What are you going to do? The first song was George Gershwin's I Got Rhythm, which I had to write the words down because I never sing it. Then the second song was my song called Problem, which is entirely based on the chord changes of I Got Rhythm. And in other words, you could just sing the two together. And the third song is called For Real, which is based on the form of I Got Rhythm, but with a lot of substitute changes in it. And a lot of melodies that you have to practice before you should try to sing them. But I wrote it. Why do I have to practice it? Gotta practice it. Yeah. I guess it's plain to see that. I guess it's plain to see that something's coming over me. Once I was fancy free, but now you've captured me. Tierney Sutton could sing that. She could sing the hell out of it. So anyway, where were we? Yes, I sang those two songs. and beat my dog because of good old Audra at Carnegie Hall. She sang it, and George Gershwin and Harold Arlen were spinning in their graves as they heard that song. You know, I mean, the thing is, her husband was, I recorded it first with just bass and voice. That's right, there was no other, I didn't have anybody else playing on it. So her husband was a bass player, and so he said, let's do that song. And she was feeling adventurous, and she did. And I finally met her actually met her at Barbara Cook's memorial. And we talked for a minute, and she said, you got any more songs? I said, yep. So I know what I'm going to send her. I'm going to sing her, I'm going to send her, She's Mean. Yeah, she'll like, I'm sorry, I've got to practice that now. I'm going to send Audra this song. Audra, if you're watching it, this is coming to you. Anybody see her name out there? I didn't see it. Tomoko on a farm clap. Love those multiple stops, one-man orchestra. Helmer, hymns. Thank you, Helmer. I appreciate your applause. But that's not where the story ends. What great lyrics. Well, thank you. Thank you, geez. Maybe I did deserve to be there. With George Gershwin, Jerome Kern, Harold Arlen, George Gershwin, Harold Arlen. Oh, I only got one song. I should have done some more of my songs. That's how it is. Once you get accepting that you did something good, then you get greedy and you want more. This one I'm going to send out to, you've heard this, but those of you who haven't heard it, listen carefully. She likes this kind of feel. You say you've got her number. You say you are so smart. But don't say I didn't warn you, friend, 'cause she's gonna break your heart. You say that I don't scare you. You're as brave as you could be. Well, she'll have you howling like a dog in a kennel. Just you wait and see, because she's mean. She's mean. She's a genuine, bona fide heartbreak machine. Your heart just loves to wander. Your heart just loves to roam. Well, just like General Custer and his boys, you're gonna wish that you never left home. You say, what is the problem? What is all the fuss? Well, she'll have you feeling like a poor little beagle run over by a Greyhound bus, because she's mean. Mean. She's a genuine, bona fide heartbreak machine. Once she gets you in her sights, there won't be no way to distract her. You're gonna feel like a squirrel neath a big steamroller, or a bug in a trash compactor. Like a piranha in a fish tank, she's gonna crush your heart. She's gonna rip you right apart. Just like a possum neath an 18-wheeler, she's gonna crush your heart, because she's mean. She's mean. She's a genuine, bona fide heartbreak machine. Heartbreak machine. I mean, you're gonna end up hurting. It's written in the plot. You're gonna feel like a watermelon dropped from a helicopter down into a parking lot. You're gonna end up hurting. Very sorry about that. But just like a bug on the windshield of love, your heart is gonna go splat because she's mean. She's mean. She's a genuine, bona fide heartbreak machine. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. She's mean. Yeah, she's mean. She's a genuine, bona fide heartbreak machine. That's for Audrey McDonald. She's going to do it. Next year, they're going to have on, and she's mean. Going to be, I know it. I could just feel it. I can just tell. But there won't be anybody at Carnegie Hall because they won't have allow anybody in there. But somehow they'll manage. They'll manage. What's a good song? In a little restaurant in Ireland, lots of jazz musicians in the place. Dizzy Gillespie wanders in. Everybody knows it's him. Everybody knows his face. Dizzy walks right over to our table. There's lots of folks that he is glad to see. Wah, 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 wah. Dizzy says hello to everybody in the restaurant, except for me. He doesn't recognize me. He never does. He never has. Thinks that maybe I'm somebody's agent, or a dentist who is really into jazz. But I've worked with Diz on numerous occasions. We've played together 5 times at Carnegie Hall. But here in front of all these people I want to impress, I'm the one that Dizzy can't recall. I know he knows a lot of people. His social life is most complex, and every year he sees a million faces. The entire world is on his Rolodex, dex. We all take so much pride in knowing Dizzy. Having him know you must feel so fine. How well I know the name John Burks Gillespie. If only John Burks could remember mine. Myself have met a lot of people whose names I sometimes can't recall, and I can sense their disappointment when I don't remember them at all. They'll say, "Come on, Jay, we met in San Francisco. How could you possibly forget?" So I smile at them meekly. They get angry and upset. But I've worked with Diz on numerous occasions. We've played together on a TV show. But here in front of all these people, I want to impress. Dizzy doesn't say hello. I'm the only one in the place he doesn't seem to know. kiss, it doesn't say hello. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And those of you who have not heard that song before, Audrey McDonald should sing this for her 50th birthday. 50, she's going to be 50, oh my God. Yeah, we'll get it to Audrey. Dizzy tune sounds great. Thank you, Gerald very much. Helmer Hems, thank you. So Dizzy heard that I had written a song about him, and he and I were on a cruise, a jazz cruise together. He walked in and said, I heard you wrote a song about me. So he comes in, sits right in the front row with a friend of his, and I sing it for him. And he enjoyed it. He thought it was funny. He loved it. He really did. Came up to the bandstand and shook the drummer's hand, the piano player's hand, and sat back down. And I'm like, but he knew what he was doing, and we became very good friends as a result of that. And he, anytime I walked into a gig, he'd always announce me and stuff like that. So the squeaky wheel got seriously oiled. And I know I did a song before that. I can't remember what it was. Anybody remember what it was? Don't tell me that, because I don't think I need to know. I'd say we have just time for a 10-word song. And I know that you guys are dying to volunteer 10 words to me. And I forgot it last night, and I shouldn't have, but I did. So if you'll just give me some nice, simple, easy words that I can make a song out of. 10 words will do fine. 10 ordinary words in the English language that I might understand. Turnip, turnip, turnip. That's a simple word. Turnip. That's from Bill Crow. Thank you. Jubilee. Albert Clitson. Jubilee. Oh my God, here they come. Diva Brunt Bunyan. Diva Brunt Bunyan. Oh, wait a minute. Bunyan. Predicament, princess, passion. Predicament, princess, passion. Now I was talking about a cruise, and I think somebody has the Princess Cruise in mind. You don't want to go there. Don't go there. Passion. Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman. That's a very good one. I like Mary Hartman. Wasn't that show? Was that funny show that Billy Crystal got his start in? Mary Hartman. Is that it? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mary Hartman, Mermaid and Penicillin. Mermaid, penicillin. Now let me make them big enough that I can see them when I perform this fantastic piece of music. Let's see what we got there. How do you spell P-I-N-I? Yeah, B-I-N-I. Good old me. Penicillin, like as if it was an Italian meal. Okay. Turn it. almost can't read it. Oh, I have to turn it around. Turn my computer facing me a little bit more. The princess was a diva, living in Geneva. She had a terrible predicament. She was getting sick of cement. That is a real predicament for a diva. She was going to the Jubilee, down in the penitentiary. Why, you ask why, you ask why, you ask why? Because she had a terrible bunion. And she was dating who? Paul Raymond. Oh, the princess had a predicament. And forward careful for a little stunt. To be blunt, she called up Alan Funt, who also was a diva. The mermaid had a predicament. She was simply not willing to ever take penicillin. The princess had a predicament. Oh, oh, she and Alan Funt. To be blunt, she was a princess. Was a predicament. She and Alan Funt, the princess, who wasn't willing to take penicillin. No, 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 willing to be a villain. And her happiness, she didn't earn it, 'cause she never would eat turnips. Never would eat turnips. She found them too hot to be blunt. The princess had a predicament. Holy predicament. 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 Ah! She had a predicament. Instead of eating a turnip, she should have just licked a mint. She said lick a mint. You know, it was funny. I learned a little something with this one. That I put this story together, and I let my mind quickly come up with the rhyme. I didn't plan the rhyme out in advance. I just said predicament, and I thought passion. I forgot passion totally, didn't I? In fashion, it would have been so easy. She had a passion for Alan Funt. She had a passion for Alan. I left passion out. She was a mermaid with a predicament. She had a passion for Alan Funt. That is a predicament. Kids, I'm going to do one more here. That heavy metal. Thank you, man. Thank you. It was heavy metal. That was me doing my heavy thing. Mermaid. I thought it was kind of fun, actually. Jubilee, You and Me. But I didn't fret myself with thinking about the rhyme in advance. I fret myself with telling a story and letting the rhymes just pop up. And that's a very nice little trick. So those of you who get to doing it, and Tomoko, I'm going to start doing that during the show. when we, if and when, no, we will. We'll play together again. I just hearing the news from today from, out west. They're going through what we went through 2 months ago. And they're not buckling down. They're not getting smart about it. Their governors are being very stupid. I must say it. They're being very stupid. But then they've been led into that by what's Dizzy Smiley? 8p Dizzy Smiley sideways. I don't get it. Christopher. Oh. Jeez. For God's sake, you've forgotten all about me. I'm sitting over in the piano. I'm sitting on the piano. He's all tied up with himself and the Carnegie Hall and all, and he's selling songs to, what's her name? Audrey Meadows, was it Audrey? No. He's selling songs and he's making up songs. He's very proud of himself because he's found predicament or something. And I'm sitting on the piano. Sorry. Excuse me. I apologize. I'll just sit here quietly and mind my business. I'm sorry. I get so tied up with my achievements and all the wonderful things I've done that I left my statue. I left my award. Don't ever do that to me again. I am a 2-time MAC winner. Or you are, but I consider myself to be a 2-time MAC winner. Piano. It's a nice piano, though. It's a Steinberg. Is that right? No. Steinway. Oh. Where'd you get the money for the Steinway? I didn't. My father bought it in 1951 for $1,750. That's still a lot of money. Yeah, and then when my sister couldn't keep it in her house, she sent it to me, as long as I paid the, what do you call it? The cartage. Oh, that was 1/3 of what the piano cost. Oh. It's a nice piano. I think I'll go back. Bye, everybody. He's very happy. And with that, there's nothing more I can say. I've got a very emotional statue. And I'm going to have to spend all night making amends. And besides, Tomoko, I hope that your gig was a huge success. You had a gig? Tomoko, you had a gig? Did you go someplace and play? Tell me about it. I'll call you. You went someplace and actually played the piano for somebody? Wow. There's hope for us all. Goldie Award, Bill Crow Goldie Award. Folks, much. I will speak to you all later. I'll see you tomorrow night. I don't know whether I'm going to start off down at the street, but I think the celebration has died down now. But it'll probably be, I wouldn't be surprised if we're celebrating sometime again. All right. Speak to you later. Bye-bye, everybody.